These are my weekly reflections. From the 9th to the 13th of September, acting and singing was the intro to the pantomime genre, as well as the historical content such as Commedia dell'arte. Both classes were taken by Carly, who is also the director of the pantomime. We learned Fabulous Baby, like just the vocals, from Sister Act the musical, which is Widow Twanky's solo, played by Alex Michael. We also this week watched Charlie Chaplin Factory Scene to learn about slapstick comedy, and we also analysed what makes a piece of theatre effective. This was useful because it will allow me to practice writing my evaluation at the end of the term. And as Sui, it helped me to consider things to add as I am a comedic character. My biggest weakness of the week was when singing Fabulous Baby, Carly made us sing in a line per person, as I lack a lot of self-confidence. So when it comes to singing, I just get nervous, don't do it, and then I get into a strop when she makes me do it. And it is a big weakness for the fact that I can't just get really upset, like I'm gonna have to do it, like coming into this industry. On the other hand, a strength was remembering the lyrics pretty quick, which came as a surprise to me, as I've always been a very forgetful person. And that shows me that by doing my level 2 diploma really helped me to remember lyrics and lines, because coming into Nescott last year, I really struggled with remembering lines and lyrics. I'm still not the best with lines, but lyrics are a lot easier, and also because I listen to a lot of music, so it has helped me. And then dance that week. The first lesson was Hayley learning our names and our dance experience and stuff like that, and where we wanted to end up. And like our favourite songs, just like questions, like really easygoing questions to get obviously all the new people to like kind of feel comfortable around her and feel comfortable in the lessons. We did corner work, which isn't my favourite, and turns, which I'm not the best at. We did this last year, but it was nice to go through it and like recap it. Recap like what's involved and when it comes to corner work. My biggest weakness was focusing and like being professional, as like I'd feel awkward like in front of the others because I didn't really know them like at the time, and I get like really like socially awkward when it comes to stuff like that, like doing it in front of the others, and like I got halfway and then I really struggled with it and almost like freaked out, so I just like walked half of it because I don't know, that's just what I did. A strength of mine was spotting, which is when turning you keep your eye on a certain thing that's at eye level, and the whole way of turning, even when you've got your back to it, to just flip your head round and you just keep your eye on it the whole time. And it kind of teaches us that when on stage, the whole audience will be able to see your face. And also remembering to wait at the end. A lot of people forgot to do this, but Hayley like couldn't stress it enough that it's so much better to wait at the end. So if it was in an actual audition, a like professional judge would be able to see your number and take notes down about you if they like enjoyed what you did. Yeah, so like if it was in an audition, the judges would be able to see my number. So that is like one of my strengths, because I remember Hayley telling us last year. In our other lesson, we did like more corner work, and then we did a Disneyland Paris audition, which consisted of 2 parts. The first was 5 counts of 8 using improv to see our capability of acting through movement. The first one was walk like a pirate for 8, walk around yourself in a circle. No, the first one was walk like a cowboy for 8, walk around yourself in a circle like a pirate for 8, act like one of the 7 dwarfs for 8, walk stage right like a Disney villain for 8, and then act like a prince/princess for 8. After we practiced this a little bit, we were split into groups of 3 and told to pick someone who we would put through to the next round if we were like professional judges. And I was like extremely proud of myself as I got put through to the next round, for commitment to what I was doing, also for my facial expressions. That is a big thing that I try to focus on, because as an audience member, I'm always the person that isn't looking at the main character, I'm looking at everyone. And they always say that no matter whether you're the main character or not, someone will always be watching you, and I am that person. So I think it's really important to focus on facial expressions, just so you stand out a little bit more. And then we did the second round, which was a dance sequence. But I like really struggled with this, as I struggled to like pick up choreography as easy as others, because I did ballet and tap when I was 7, but not for long, and I'm not very experienced. I'm not as experienced as the others. A weakness was my self-confidence, like 100%, as I let it get the best of me. Because I just get upset when I'm seeing everyone else do it and I can't do it. But I have to realise that everyone moves in different, at different paces, like no matter whether you're professional or what. A weakness was my self-confidence. But after this, I like kind of had a think about it and realised that I knew I had to step it up a bit for the pantomime, as it requires the same amount of enthusiasm as a Disney audition. As obviously for a Disney audition, Disney, their main audience is children, and it's the same with the pantomime, but obviously with the pantomime they have adult humour to kind of involve everyone, which I think is really nice. And then on the 16th to the 20th of September, acting and singing lessons. On Tuesday we were put into groups based on which character we wanted to audition for and practice scenes together. So me and Kira were the only ones that wanted the parts of Chop and Suey, so we all like split off into groups, and me and Kira went together and practiced a scene, and we had some help from a H&D called Anna, who really helped us with our characterization and like what we should do and how we should use that to our advantage to get the parts. As me and Kira were the only ones that wanted the parts of Chop and Suey, it almost like built our confidence to put lots of effort in, especially as we have like such good chemistry as a duo, because like we get on as people as it is, which really helps when it comes to a dynamic duo, because we almost are very comfortable with each other and don't like mind being silly with each other or in front of people, because that's what we'd be like normally anyway, just obviously in a different manner. In this lesson, strength was really using tone of voice and facial expressions to really portray my character's emotions in the scene. But a weakness was, obviously, as it was the start, I felt quite awkward in front of everyone because it was very new and everyone was very new. So I didn't put like my 100% into it, which I should have done, because that's like what a professional would do, and that's what I'm aiming, that's the level that I'm aiming to be at. The next lesson, we found out our casting, and I was given the part of Sui, which I was really, really happy about, and Kira got the part of Chop. So we just found out our casting and just like had a look at some of the scenes that we were in. Like, it was a very like simple lesson, but obviously it was a happy lesson because I got the part that I wanted and the partner that I wanted, so it was really nice. But it was a very simple lesson, not much happened. But in our next lesson, we began blocking scenes and using the script and Carly's direction. Obviously, I have like rehearsed before, but it was nice to kind of recap how to behave in a professional environment when rehearsing, and in our rehearsal space, like, not just for me to like recap, but also just to give the others who are new a feel of like the atmosphere and the specific department requirements, because like it is a very outgoing, like fun department, but at the end of the day they do require certain rules and stuff like that, and I think the whole class really tailored to those rules well, so I'm very proud of us for that. And then dance, we started the Fabulous Baby choreography, which is Twanky Solo, who's played by Alex, Michael, and me, and the others are backup dancers. We got actually quite a lot done. Obviously it wasn't like perfect because everyone moves at like different paces, and my strength for this lesson was like, as a forgetful person, actually picking up the choreo quite fast. Like, as I like actually focus properly, because it can really quite knock your self-confidence when you're not as good at something as everyone else in the room. Like, obviously it would, but instead of like kind of pitying myself, I just like focused properly and didn't like move too fast, like took it at my own pace. But by the end of the lesson it was really good. My weakness was forgetting to bevel my leg whenever Hayley set it in place. So if in the choreography she set us, like told us, like directed us to bevel our leg, then I'd always forget to do it. But when she didn't is when I would bevel my leg. But it was quite a like repetitive week, as Carly and Hayley have both like stressed to us like that we need to build muscle memory, which is certain movements and a whole like sequence, like dance, like a whole number. It's when like your body remembers it, like literally, like it's like your muscles having a memory and they learn to move in those ways. the 23rd to the 27th of September. This is more like an ensemble reflection. And this is where we start to understand and build like upon our characters. However, like we all need to put more effort into it when blocking to make our characters more enthusiastic, as that is what Panto is about. But this will change as we feel more comfortable with each other. And the genre, like as it's still early days, like at this point we didn't know each other a massive amount. We did, like we had our set friends, but we didn't know each other like massive amounts. And at the end of the day, none of us have really done pantomime before, so it's at this stage it was really just trying to like get used to it and not being like a serious actor, if that makes sense. As an ensemble, we were all really good at remembering choreography and blocking it, but personally not the best. But everyone like in the group that like can do it, like are very, very helpful. Like if you say you can't do it or you don't get a certain dance move, they will literally just help you. And that is one thing that's really good about us guys, because we will just help each other out if we need it, and it's like, it's just kind of what it's all about, and it makes everything easier. Although we do all get distracted quite easily. Yeah. A personal strength was using like body language to state my relationships with the different characters. So Chop, I could joke around with him and be closer to him. Yeah, like just like certain characters, obviously I won't be as friendly with, I won't necessarily even know, so it's really using my body language and the way I talk to someone, the tone of my voice, to show the relationships. My personal weakness basically includes the whole ensemble, but it's just getting distracted easily. Like we all distract each other, if that makes sense.